And you crashing and crashing and crashing and crashing. And you get to a point all you know is crashing. All you know is beef. You ain't never not had a point to prove, a issue. You know that saying they got? It's like, you can't see the forest for the trees. You can't take a step back and see the big picture. Everything, if you listening to this right now, everything I'm saying to you is resonating. It's making sense. You can understand it. You can qualify it. You can quantify it. You can do whatever any big ZQ work, you can do that with it. And that's how you know it's real. That's how you know it's true. That's how you know that there is a purpose. Because if I was talking to a room full of hyenas, they wouldn't understand. They'd eat me. If I was talking to a room full of lions, they wouldn't understand. They'd eat me. Hummingbirds, they'd fly away. Squirrels would scour up the trees. This is for you.
Motivation chemical. It's heavily involved in anticipating rewards and driving goals. Prefrontal cortex, and this is the region that handles planning, decision-making, and emotional regulation. Under stress, especially when the brain perceives a threat or failure, the prefrontal cortex becomes less active. That's why you might find yourself staring at your to-do list, unable to decide what to tackle, or...
Hey, boo for president 2028. I like that, gang. I like that.
Why even small decisions may feel overwhelming. And
imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
And at the same time...
Let me tell you how hard things could be. Yo, one day I'll be able to just say, I can say things straight through. Yo, me and Meg was having a conversation about a close family member of mine the other day, and I was talking about planning my relationship with them. And Mekki was like, oh, I caught that. Nah, I like that. I get it. And all I was talking about was just like, okay, I dealt with a crash from that person recently. But I understand, and I think that love is just the highest level of understanding. And I understand that that person's whole life has been a crash. I understand what has been fed to them. You eat enough sugars and sweets, and you get overweight. You drink too much water, you know how your bladder get the feeling. You take in too much toxicity, you will die in real life. But if you want to go metaphorically, your character, the mobile fiber within you that all humans supposed to have, that should have died. You be a crash out. You be on a permanent crash. You be running around thinking, damn, anything good happen to me, I'll fuck it up. I get that. You be running around, or if you can't take on that, you point fingers and push in place, but you'll do that. So now, if I'm faced with all that information, and I love this person, and I have had the benefit or experience of experiencing what love really feel like. Experiencing what it feels like. You heard what she said? She said, yo, When you planning and plotting to do something, and watch how you know it feels, I'm true. It could be something simple. If you don't got a job and you think you're about to get this job, you start to feel a little better. If you thinking about eating better and you start to eat better and exercise, then you be like, oh, I feel good. You and your partner getting into it. You do something kind, your partner do something kind. You're like, oh. But imagine how it feels to be able to float on that plane at a consistent enough basis, because you're going to get your crashes. But you got to bounce back once you get the crash, because you know how good that feeling feels. In that same conversation where a person was bringing up my past, watch how it makes sense. Make it heard the conversation. Multiple people heard the conversation. And somehow, some way, it's going to make sense to this video we watching today, right? Because the whole thing is I'm supposed to be a different person based off my life, so I get to rubbing everybody the wrong way. Because I don't like to sit around and talk down on people. I'm a leader. If a person chooses to change their perceptions and open their eyes. If you're listening to me, it's not just entertainment. I'm going to make you laugh. But within 60 seconds, we might go to tears. That's a fact.
What's wrong with you? Attention. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You niggas are crazy.
We'll go from feeling emotionally drained, demotivated, and inspired in a moment's notice. I can deliver that to you. I can do that for you. It's about your perceptions and how you see things. What I was trying to explain to the person was, hey, I've got the opportunity to know how it feels to be proud of someone else. A lot of people don't have that experience. I've got the experience to see someone transcend just a little bit. Maybe a lot of bit. I don't know. I've never seen it before. I got the opportunity to be a part of it. I got the opportunity to help raise a child and not traumatize that child. Not keep that child on a permanent crash. To see that child get real life experience and be happy. And things like that should make you happy. And it will. You just have to bring yourself to that point.
Another area of the brain, the amygdala, becomes more active. And the amygdala is your brain's alarm system. When it senses danger or emotional distress, it kicks in to protect you. But it's not great at seeing nuance. It doesn't distinguish between I missed a deadline and I'm in real danger. So now you've got low dopamine, executive dysfunction, and a brain that's tagging your setback as a threat.
When you hear executive dysfunction, what do you think of? I'll break it down to you like this. I'm not a Trump supporter, right? I'm not a supporter of anyone necessarily. It takes a lot for me to get to supporting anybody. I don't take a side where I see humanness. So if I see humans do it over here, humans do it over there, I don't say this is a black thing. I don't say this is a white thing. I say this is a human thing. And a lot of times that can alienate me. But a lot of people feel like the issue with Trump is really executive dysfunction. Because that's what the president office is, the executive office, right? He's the executive. He's the CEO of America right now. Now, when you're dealing with executive dysfunction, what that mean? You're the executive, like I said earlier. You're the controller. You're the sole controller. Sometimes Mad Kid will get on me about my keyboard, like, yo, wipe your keyboard off and all like that, right? But this is my outside keyboard. This is my keyboard. This can be easily replaced. But your controller, your buttons can't be sticky. Not your real human, not your character keyboard. And when you having trouble making executive decisions in your life, you need a leader. A lot of people look to God. So when last story we was just talking about with Ray J and them, right? But imagine if you really said, hey, okay, you can believe in God all you want. Nothing wrong with it. I advise people, find something, please. However, don't disregard what you seeing in front of your eyes. You need to solve that issue that you got going on as fast as you can, because it's really affecting you and the people around you that love you. You might be creating and feeding the toxic, causing reactions that you don't desire. You need help making executive decisions.
No wonder it's hard to feel like you can move forward. And I want to add something important here. These brain changes can feel like depression for some people, but they aren't the same thing. Setback-related disruptions are typically acute and tied to a specific situation. Depression, on the other hand, involves long-term changes in brain function.
Long-term changes in brain function. And for all the stuff that people talk about my life and my experiences, in the position that I am in life, the decisions I do make and the decisions I don't make, how could you not trust me? You know why? Because you don't trust you yet. But when you trust you, so I'm going to tell you, say you a parent out there, step parent, whatever. Say you mentoring somebody, right? Teach them how to trust themselves. You can teach them how to trust themselves by teaching them to trust you. Because now they know what trust look like. So what I would do with Lil Mama, we be talking. I'd be like, hey, of all the things we talked about tonight, what you feel like out of all those things might benefit me? She be thinking. No? If I make a promise, I keep the promise. If I cannot keep the promise, I don't mysteriously forget I made the promise. I don't get angry or agitated and frustrated if somebody asks me about the promise. I say, hey, at this point, I'm not capable of meeting these expectations. Or I can't do that. But when I get the chance to do it, I'm not trying to deceive you. But as long as you is fully willing to keep deceiving yourself, them alarm bells she was talking about them, they gonna go off. And there's no nuance there. You deceiving yourself, and you think everybody trying to deceive you. And let's spin it back here. You always see a beef. You always see a problem. You always gotta. So, what's the reason we should still trust you, boo? You said a lot. Because if you know me, you know I've been through the worst of the worst. There is not a person who knows me personally who will not tell you that it would make me happy to make you happy. Even if you was a complete stranger, you watched this and you ran into Make It, or you ran into Deuce, or you ran into Point, you ran into anybody that know me. If they tell you anything different, they don't know me. Or they may have known a younger me. They may have known to me from a past lifetime. Like for real, boo, were you King Leopold or something in the past? No. I just told y'all about the happiness I feel from watching Little Mama transcend into a different life. Hey, man, first night of NBA, y'all keep watching that game, man. We're going to be back again, man. I told y'all them parlays. I ain't look.